But we've been having conferences.
Yes.
National conferences.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
but this one, what difference will it make?
It will make a lot of difference because the people who convoke this and those who compose it are quite different. And you remember, those conferences that you are referring to never did what we did.
What's different from what you did?
Oh, the difference is that we passed 600 resolutions about this country.
But there are reports from other conferences too.
What about them? Anyway, they were all divided and they never saw the end of the day. And by the time we ended and handed it over to Mr. President was appreciative that, wow, 600 resolutions by the August people of about 492, you've done the country proud.
A lot of people.
No, it is important because the president who convoked the conference and for which purpose he knew and saw the recommendations were unanimously agreed upon. And mind you, not one paper, not one critic since the end of the conference has come out and said, this one you did at the conference, no good. I've not read one, maybe I've been ignorant. What they now say that will implement, nobody could quarrel with the recommendations there because those are the things that were causing problems in the country.
And you were able to tackle it?
Of course. We went into details. And we went all over to satisfy every ethnic nationality, every minority, every dissenting voice.
All right. Chief Adebanjo, tell me, because of what we're saying, some people are of the opinion that maybe it may be recommended, but a watered down implementation. Maybe it will be implemented, but maybe watered down.
I don't believe that. I have absolute confidence in President Jonathan that once he has given his word, he will implement it. Mind you, the committee is set up not to review, not to revise. What does he call it? Implementation committee.
And you think that they may not mind also add or?
Well, implementation, they are not saying that to go and amend. The committee says what it is meant for. Implementation. Not look into the corners and see whether and cross the T's and dot the I's. That was not what the president said. If they did anything otherwise, there will be ultra-virus.
But don't you think it's taking slightly long time? Because Nigerians are somewhat anticipating.
The problem there are so complicated. You can't rush it. I won't be one of those to rush it.
So you agree with the implementation committee?
Well, I trust.
One would think that the implementation should just go ahead without any committee being set.
Well, no. You see, the modality, I just read it now. It says what it means. The committee was set up the modalities of implementation.
From your own point of view.
Why can anybody be reading all that into it?
From your own point of view, we've come a long way, over 50 years that we've been in existence as an independent nation. Tell me, some of these challenges that we have seen, we've seen a situation of the military come and go. You've once told me that the military is was the problem of this country.
Of course. They created this problem. It was the military that restructured Nigeria. The constitution we are quarreling with is not the constitution handed over to by the founding fathers who got independence from the British. It is not. It was in 1966, after the coup, that the military restructured Nigeria. Before that, we had our federal constitution clean and clear. The East, the West, the North, and the Midwest, we have our constitution separately written. That is documented. But after the coup, what happened? The military just bastardized the whole thing, and this was the one line thing, and we had that for years. It was under that military that anybody who can sneeze can get a local government. Every strong military man has a local government in his village. Every strong military man has a state. And they create state in such an arbitrary manner. I say arbitrary. And the local government is arbitrary. Take for instance, Lagos and Kano were large towns with population. Under the military, they now separate Jigawa from Kano, and they created local government about 37 for Kano and another 37 for Jigawa. Lagos, which is the same population, still has 20 local government. So and they now base allocation of revenue for the country on the number of local government. And that is the constitution they want me to be operating and say it is fair to me. So
the recommendation actually settles this kind of disparity?
Of course. The recommendation said there must be equality of states in every zone.
This constitution that was handed over to us, which we, in the transition to this, some will call it a civil rule from 1999 up to this time around, is what the lawmakers are amending. Of course, the recommendation is supposed to be a sort of an overhaul of the constitution.
Mind you, even when you were saying the National Assembly was saying so, I was saying, don't relate our confer with the National Assembly at all. The National Assembly was part of the problem we went to the confer to solve. And in the question of whether they do this or that, they do it to their own satisfaction. An assembly that is earning an amount that you and I don't know how much they're earning. Do you know?
I don't have an idea.
You can't, they were even asked, they would tell you. Those are the people who say they are representing us. And were they sent to the assembly to make constitution for us? Or to legislate and operate? That was not what they was meant. So all the iniquities in the constitution, they were enjoying it. Even when Obasanjo had the opportunity to amend it, he too exploited the defects of the constitution for his own end. And that's why we are still where we are today. That was why when he set up his own conference, he never implemented, just put it aside. He deceived people at that time, when I did his first coming, that no, I will do the national conference at my second coming. If I do it now, they will vote for me. Those of us who knew him told his supporters that he's just deceiving you. I am one of those, he sent emissary to support the convocation of that conference. And I said, no way. He's not going to do anything. I wouldn't like to embarrass anybody by mentioning it. After it was done and was held, and I asked him, where are we now? He is now enjoying the defect of the constitution in his own favor. And instead of keeping to his second term, he wanted to have a third term until the whole country rose against it.
When you say enjoy, how will an individual enjoy from the constitution?
The provision of the constitution that make corruption easy for you. When they say you should remove it, say no, and you turn a blind eye, what does that mean? When people say because there are more local governments and areas and injustice, and even in your own region, in your own zone, you did nothing about it. And the people of the Niger Delta say, well, we produce this thing. You are cheating us. You are taking more than what we can have. You turn a blind eye. What are you doing?
Let's take a moment. We'll go on a break. And when we return, I will still be talking with Chief Adebanjo. There are some errors in the amendment process in the Constitution, which is so much of a disparity from the recommendations. We'll look at those when we come back. Stay with us.